Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 6th of September 2019. We're going to reflect on Luke 5:33 to 39. Listen. The scribes and the Pharisees said to Jesus, John's disciples, like the disciples of the Pharisees, frequently fast and pray, but your disciples eat and drink. Jesus said to them, You cannot make wedding guests fast while the bridegroom is with them, can you? The days will come when the bridegroom will be taken away from them, and then they will fast in those days. He also told them a parable. No one tears a piece from a new garment and sews it on an old garment, otherwise the new will be torn and the piece from the new will not match the old. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins, otherwise the new wine will burst the skins and will be spilled, and the skins will be destroyed. But new wine must be put into fresh wineskins. And no one, after drinking old wine, desires new wine, but says, the old is good. The gospel of the Lord. Let me present a hypothetical scenario to you. Let us imagine that you are recruited for a firm to work as an apprentice and are given a very low stipend. Your contract stipulates that you will work 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, and have no leave, medical, or holiday entitlements whatsoever. 6 months later, however, the company wishes to retain your services and offers you a new contract with a higher pay, lesser working hours, and many benefits. You accept and sign the new contract. Here's the question. Would you be working for them as per the new contract given to a permanent employee or the old one where you were an apprentice? It might seem a dumb question until you realize that a similar logic is applied to how we look at the Old and the New Testaments. Both are needed. We can't have one without the other. And although that law contains elements that are binding on all people at all times, we are not bound by everything in the Old Testament. Let us consider a few things. Let us consider dietary restrictions. The Old Testament forbids the eating of pork and many other foods, yet in the New Testament, Scripture clearly states that all foods are clean. We find Jesus indicating this is so in Mark 7:17 to 23. We also find a similar implication in Acts 10, albeit in a different context. For another example, let us consider the day of worship. In the Old Testament, the Sabbath is on a Saturday. In the New Testament, the official day of worship is on Sunday. Then there is the matter of generational curses, where God says that he punishes the children and their children for the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generation. I have lost count of the number of times I've heard preachers speak about this to congregations, telling them that they are paying for the sins of their fathers. How do they reconcile this with the fact that a Christian is a new creation, as Paul says in 2 Corinthians 5:17? And how can a child of God still be under God's curse, as Paul says in Romans 8:1? All this causes a lot of confusion. What are we to do? Scrap all OT law? Observe some of it? Pick and choose? The answer is none of the above. Old Testament law is not binding on Christians. It never was. It was only binding on those to whom it was delivered, the Jews. But Jesus didn't abolish the law. He fulfilled it. And as the Catechism states, Christians are invited to rediscover it in the person of his Master, who is its perfect fulfillment. So if we know the Master, Jesus, we will know what to do. And one of the things we will learn to do is not fit new wine into old wineskins. So no confusion anymore.